I, 24 female, am blind and my boyfriend's friends talk inappropriately about me and joke about raping me. The formatting might be weird because I'm typing the whole text myself and not using any speech-to-text functions. I'll try my best to avoid a wall of text. So, my boyfriend, 31 male, and I, 24 female, have been dating for 3 years now. We live in an apartment together and we're having the wonderful luck, that's sarcasm by the way, of having my boyfriend's two best friends, 32 male and 35 male, as our neighbors. They live right across from us, which is a huge issue because they come over literally every day and it almost feels like I'm living in my apartment with 3 guys instead of just one. Sometimes they come over when my boyfriend isn't even home and start engaging me in the most random and weirdest conversations. And sometimes these conversations are really disgusting. Here's an example. A few days ago I was at home and my boyfriend was at work. As always, 32 male and 35 male decided to come over without bothering to tell me beforehand that they were coming over. The conversation was really unsettling this time. They started talking about how easy it could be to rape me, because, according to them, they could just walk in pretending to be my boyfriend and I wouldn't know it was them. This freaked me out a little bit because this is my exact issue. Whenever the door to my apartment opens I always assume it's my boyfriend but sometimes it's them instead. However, as soon as they open their stupid mouth, I know for sure that it's them and not my boyfriend. As if this whole, I could rape you and you wouldn't know it was me, thing wasn't enough. They said that if I got pregnant by one of them, I wouldn't know because I wouldn't be able to see that my child would look like one of them instead of my boyfriend. I just sat there and thought, what the F goes on in their brains? I'm used to people not knowing how to act in front of me because of my blindness, but my boyfriend's friends' conversations aren't just uncomfortable or awkward, they're terrifying. I don't think they would ever touch me against my will, but conversations like this are incredibly unsettling and I wish they would stop talking about me like that. I haven't told my boyfriend about this exact situation, but I told him that his friends make me uncomfortable. I'm afraid that my boyfriend won't believe me when I tell him about this conversation because it's just so absurd. I'm almost 100% sure that if I do tell my boyfriend about his friend's behavior towards me, it will result in a 1 versus 2 situation. His friends will most likely deny anything I say and then it will be 2 statements, them against 1, me. Just for clarification, my boyfriend knows that his best friends come over even when he's not at home, but he doesn't see it as a problem. What should I do? I'd be thankful for any advice. Too long did not read. I am blind. My boyfriend's best friends talk inappropriately about me and joke about raping me because, according to them, I wouldn't be able to tell them apart from my boyfriend due to me being blind. My boyfriend doesn't know that they're talking about me like this. You need to get out of this situation ASAP. With or without your boyfriend. It is insane that these guys joke about this. Believe me, in absolutely no way, shape or form is this normal. At all. This feels like a ticking time bomb and I'm genuinely concerned for your safety. Jesus, that's awful. If this is an ongoing thing, maybe try and voice record some evidence, but either way you need to tell your boyfriend. If he's a decent guy he should believe you no matter what the other 2 say and you can distance yourself from them ASAP. Can you record that shit? Also, how do they go into the apartment? I think you can absolutely tell your boyfriend that you're not okay with them coming in when he's not around. Your boyfriend might be thinking that they are there to protect you or something. Best to tell him what happened and it makes you feel uncomfortable with them being around without him instead of being at ease. Hopefully you have something that will protect you. Tell him. Have your door locked at all times. If he chooses them over you, there's your answer. That's a terrible thing for anyone to say. Please also tell a member of your family and possibly the police so they can have this threat logged in case these misogynists escalate their behavior. I'm really sorry to sound panicky, but this is not normal and they are likely doing it to intimidate you so they can break up you and your boyfriend or worse. You need to tell your boyfriend about it immediately. If your boyfriend chooses to believe them over you, then I would say that he isn't too much of a boyfriend to you. Do not allow yourself to be a victim. This is disgusting. Keep your doors locked when he's gone. Tell him exactly what they said and that they make you extremely uncomfortable and you no longer want them in your apartment. Like others said, if he sides with them then you need to find a safe place to go and get out of there. Any grown man with sense should find this appalling and not tolerate it at all. I am also blind. Obviously you could tell if it wasn't your boyfriend by the sound of their voice or the sound of footsteps or other identifying factors. Do these people not know about DNA tests and genetic tests? Clearly you would be able to tell that way if a child was not yours. But the most important thing is them threatening to rape you. Lock your doors. Lock your doors. If they have a key, ask for it back. If they refuse to give it back, call the police when they show up. It sounds dramatic, I know, but if you were uncomfortable and they keep saying this stuff, I wouldn't take any chances. Also, when you are alone with them, have your phone recording the conversations. If your boyfriend doesn't believe you after you tell him, leave. Break up. It's not worth it. This wasn't a joke, honey. This was a threat. You should absolutely treat it as such. Start recording the conversations of when your boyfriend isn't home and they come over. Then your boyfriend will have to believe you. Which he should believe you anyways. I think you definitely get yourself in a safe space away from where his friends could be and then tell him. Explain to him how this makes you uncomfortable and how they shouldn't just be allowed to barge in whenever they would like. I personally find it disgusting that they would make such jokes, and especially about something you can't control, being blind. I hope you can get through this safely and just try to be careful. Am I missing the benefits of keeping this silent? A discussion needs to be had like yesterday. It is never appropriate to joke about rape. And it especially isn't okay to joke about raping a vulnerable person. I wouldn't stand for my husband's friends saying anything sexual about me at all. This is a very dangerous situation. I wouldn't wait to record it to prove it to your boyfriend. If he doesn't believe you, he's not worth keeping. Period. Get yourself out and keep yourself safe. Move far, far away from these rapey, disrespectful douches. Tell your boyfriend what they're saying and how incredibly uncomfortable you are. If his reaction is anything other than disgust, then the relationship can't work. I'd report them. Absolutely disgusting. Those comments are not bad jokes, they are disgusting and absolutely inappropriate. If they actually were intended to be innocent, his friends would make the remarks in front of your BF, not wait until he isn't there. Tell your boyfriend, if you feel like you need evidence for him to believe you, secretly record them saying those things. Get support, your own friends and/or family, in case your boyfriend still doesn't believe you or takes his friend's side. I wish you all the best. Does your boyfriend know that his friends say these things? He needs to stop being their friend for starters. Your BF's friends are disgusting human beings and should never be allowed to set foot in your apartment again. If I was your boyfriend and you told me this, it would take every ounce of willpower I had to not beat my two friends nearly to death. Tell him, and if he's a good man and BF, you'll never have to see or hear from those friends again. If he makes excuses for them at all, leave him. Seriously, there are so many better people in the world if your boyfriend will support that disgustingly inappropriate borderline criminal behavior. That's terrifying? Please tell your BF. If you really don't think he will believe you, then record what they say. I'd be terrified even if I could see them. The way they are talking is awful. Rape is about power and control, not sex. Please, I hope you stay safe op. See if you can record them saying disgusting shit. Can't deny it then. Tell your boyfriend, and if he doesn't see a problem with it or doesn't believe you, then it's time to go because you're already not safe. I haven't seen this mentioned yet, but this sounds like grooming. My fear is that this was a test to see how far they could get with you and what your reaction would be. If you do nothing, or they perceive nothing was done, this will go a bit further next time. And then the next. Do not let this go. Now is the time to make it abundantly clear that this is not going to be tolerated and your safety and well-being is never a joke. Your boyfriend needs to know. He needs to be 100% on your side. You take back the keys they have and change the locks or add a deadbolt. If the boyfriend is not 100% on your side, I'm afraid you have to leave. Also, normal people don't joke about rape, and certainly not about raping someone in their presence or ever. This is a huge red flag. First, tell your boyfriend what they said. If his reaction is anything but believing you and cutting them off, leave. You are not safe there. You may think they wouldn't touch you, but I am sure you didn't expect them say that stuff to your face either. I cannot fathom what was going through their head. I've got a gut feeling they've talked about this stuff with your BF. How else could they be so bold? Any hesitation at all from him should be taken as a huge red flag. Get out. Not matter what happens, leave and find a safe place to live. Cut those sick assholes out of your life. Your BFs, friends, are fucking insane. I have never in my life made a joke about raping someone, nor has any one of my friends or any person that I have ever interacted with. These people are not normal and you should absolutely tell your BF. Decent people don't joke about raping people. You have every right to be upset by this, and your boyfriend should know that his friends are rapey psychos. Tell your boyfriend. Like now. Forget recording them because that shouldn't even matter. You tell your boyfriend what they did and that you never want to see them again. If he doesn't stand up for you, you're truly better off without him. If my girlfriend told me of someone saying that sort of thing to her, that person would be dead to me. Period. No recording required. Do they have keys or something? Change the locks. I think the fact that you don't trust your boyfriend to have your back when you're concerned for your safety in your own home is a pretty good indicator of your relationship status and how you should move forward. You deserve someone who prioritizes you, even against their friends when the situation calls for it. I, for one, do not feel confident that you're safe around these dudes. I would make plans on moving out if I were in your shoes. Good luck and please be your own advocate, because you already know your boyfriend isn't going to. You tell your boyfriend what they said. If he doesn't believe you, he is literally a danger to you. You cannot trust him. The only acceptable reaction would be for him to cut these two creeps out of his life permanently. If you have any family who can help you should reach out to them immediately and tell them exactly what your boyfriend's friends said about rape. It seems like your boyfriend is naive, or too trusting, but you must take immediate action, before something terrible happens. Also, I would advise you get medical alert system, which is pretty much a button that can be worn around the neck or wrist and will dispatch emergency services to your location immediately. Some devices are capable of GPS monitoring and two-way communication as well as other capabilities. Find help and the resources you need. Call 800.656.4673. You need to treat their words as the serious threat that they were. You are in real severe danger and I'm worried for you. Tell your boyfriend, and if he even hints at not believing you or taking immediate steps to remove his friends from your lives, you absolutely need to move out right now. Don't even spend another night. Show him this thread. Oh, for Pete's sake. You're blind, not deaf. Inform that to them and tell them to get out your space and your home if they can't respect you. And if your boyfriend has much to say about that, then inform him that you deserve respect. I am absolutely mortified by this. Please stay away from those guys. Normal people do not talk like this. Lock the door. Tell your boyfriend you don't feel comfortable alone with them. Wow, first of all, if I were in his shoes, I wouldn't have friends who would ever dare to say such a thing to my girlfriend. Secondly, after learning of this they would be missing some fucking teeth at the very least, and that's if I was having a good day. A really good day. I believe you need to tell him about this ASAP, and if you don't have to talk him out of straight-up assault, you need to get out of there so fast I can't even describe it. Why are they showing up when he's not home? Why do they have keys? It doesn't matter if it's you versus 100 others, your boyfriend should believe you before anyone else. Tell him exactly what's going on. Have him install a camera or put your phone on record the next time they come over. They seem stupid and callous enough to repeat it, and then you'll have evidence. Their excuse is going to be that they were just talking hypothetically, not for real. It doesn't matter. They are scaring the hell out of you, and your boyfriend should protect you from that. As a bare minimum, they're not welcome in the apartment unless he is there. Lock the door. Well, firstly, lock the door and do not respond to knocking. Secondly, definitely tell your boyfriend. If he does not believe nor defend you, that would be a relationship red flag. However it turns out, considering moving away, whether that be by yourself or with your boyfriend, nobody should feel unsafe in their own home. Why would they feel comfortable enough coming over while your boyfriend is gone anyway? PPL don't go out of their way to do stuff they aren't comfortable doing, and if they feel that comfortable just walking in and engaging in these horrific conversations, either you're not saying anything as far as feeling disrespected or you're going along with it as if it's normal. Doesn't matter if it turns into a 1 versus 2 thing or not, get all three of them in the same room and let them know you're not okay with it. Everyone else has pretty much said it all about how fucked up, abnormal, and dangerous this situation is. The only thing I feel should be added is it seriously makes me wonder what kind of a man your boyfriend is under the surface if these are the kinds of men he surrounds himself with. Makes me wonder and worry what he's like when you're not around. You need to speak up for yourself. They shouldn't be coming unannounced in your home if you don't want that. You should have no issue telling your boyfriend that, and telling him about the disgusting stuff they say. Put your foot down. If he takes their side, you leave. This is no way to be living. Do they have a key to the place or something? That is not okay for them to just walk in without knocking. It isn't a TV show. Your boyfriend knows that you're uncomfortable with them and yet doesn't see a problem with them just coming into your home when he's not around? That's not okay either. You need to sit him down and tell him everything. And if those guys make those commits again, try scaring them by saying, I might be blind but I'll know how to sneak around and stab you. Also, if they rape you, there's DNA testing. They wouldn't be able to get away with it at all unless they're in a hazmat suit. Like, these guys are creeps. If your boyfriend doesn't take you seriously or you're feeling seriously, leave. He isn't worth being with if you're going to continue feeling uncomfortable. Tell your boyfriend now. If doesn't immediately cut these two scumbags out of his life, then leave immediately. No man is worth putting yourself in danger for. If he loves you, their actions will disgust him enough to cut them out of his life. Tell your boyfriend, Jesus fucking Christ, tell your boyfriend now and stop letting these creeps into your house. These are not good people. You need to do whatever you can to protect yourself from them. Have a friend of your own put up a nanny cam in your apartment. Tell your boyfriend that you don't want his friends coming over when he is not there. You live there, it is your apartment too, and this is a rule that you have the right to make. I personally think you should change the locks and only give a key to your BF. Get a gadget that keeps the door shut even without a lock. Like this. Make sure you tell your boyfriend because he won't be able to get in either. I'm so sorry. This is incredibly scary. Make sure to tell your boyfriend. If they do this frequently, maybe you can record them to have proof.